You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We are going to have Sharon Newman attacking Cricket to the rescue and Billy Abbott flaunting a new fling. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got predictions for Billy and Sally, for Summer, Kyle, and Claire, for Phyllis and Sharon, for Alan and Sharon, and for Diane, Victor, Jack, and Kyle. And as always, our predictions are based on recent episodes, weekly promos, and official CBS soap opera spoilers. Let's dive right into our very first prediction. If you're not following us, though, please reach down and click that subscribe button. So our first prediction, Billy may flaunt his new romance with Sally at Abby's wedding. Abby, his niece, not Abby, his sister. I know I talked about this. I was exhausted with jet lag the other day, and I was talking about all her other brothers, and I threw him in there because I was just jet lagged. So her uncle. All right. So on Monday the 4th, spoilers have Sally and Billy having kind of a late night date at the GCAC. They meet for drinks after his kids wrap up their trick or treat night. It is a lot of fun. I like these two. They've decided not to talk about their exes and just live in the moment. They have some drinks. They're swapping stories of their past foibles, some of the cautionary tales about each other. They're being very open. I like it. But they're not ready to hit the sheets, or Sally isn't ready to hit the sheets yet. Monday spoilers have Sally telling Billy not yet when he asks about coming into her hotel room for a nightcap, which of course is a euphemism for sliding into the sheets. On Friday, November 8th, Abby and Devon finally find out their wedding venue after the big reveal when Victor brings Nikki home to the ranch house he has rebuilt as a surprise for her. And then on Wednesday, November 13th, Abby and Devon's wedding kicks off. And of course, Abby is a Newman-Abbott hybrid, so we'll have lots of Abbotts there, including her uncle, Billy. And since Sally is designing Abby's gown, she'll probably score an invite. And even if she didn't, I'm guessing Billy would invite Sally to be his +1, so that could be like another date night. And I just feel like if Adam brings Chelsea as his +1, that Billy might rub it in Adam's face that he is there with Sally. Our second prediction, we have got Summer trying to keep Kyle and Claire from getting intimate. So on Monday the 4th, Claire and Kyle are making out. They take it upstairs. And remember, she's never been with a man. This is a big deal. It's her V card. And she says she's ready. They're ripping clothes off. And Summer, who had been out trick-or-treating with Kyle and Harrison, lets herself into the Abbott mansion looking for her phone she left behind. Whether it was an accident, whether it was on purpose, I don't know. She sees Claire's purse and realizes Claire's upstairs with Kyle. So instead of taking her phone and just leaving like she should, she starts yelling louder and louder to intentionally interrupt what she can figure out is happening upstairs. Kyle comes down, shirt unbuttoned, annoyed, tells her to stop yelling before she wakes up the kid. And Summer makes up this excuse about worrying that Harrison was sick. Kyle doesn't buy it. He kicks her out. And, earlier in the evening, Summer and Kyle were getting along fine as co-parents, but then she pulls this little stunt, which is very much like the scheming Summer of old. And Claire ended up leaving right after Summer because she kind of killed the moment. So on Thursday, November 7th, Summer has some issues with her boyfriend Chance because he arrested Daniel in what is a very obvious setup. He has an alibi, witnesses, credit card statements, everything to make it clear he was nowhere near the apartment or Heather when she died, and that evidence was clearly planted. It's circumstantial. So she's got rocky issues with her boyfriend, and then here's Kyle moving on with somebody sweet and physically innocent. I mean, she knocked her grandma off the wagon, so not terribly innocent, but in some ways innocent. So I just feel like Summer may keep interfering so they can't move forward with intimacy, so their relationship can't progress. So maybe she can keep Kyle on that back burner in case it doesn't work out with Chance. We all know Summer's a schemer at heart. Our third prediction, Phyllis Summers is in danger, and Cricket and her son and daughter may figure it out they may need to ride to her rescue. So on Monday, November 8th, spoilers have Phyllis provoking Sharon at Crimson Lights, telling her she knows she killed Heather and has some proof. And Sharon, of course, denies it, but also asks what proof she has. And Phyllis says, you'll find out when you're arrested and tossed in prison. On Monday is the 4th. Boy, my days are off today. On Wednesday, the 6th, Christine is keeping a secret, and I wonder if she's not told anybody that she and Phyllis are conspiring to basically craft Sharon into an alternate suspect. Christine doesn't believe Sharon did it, but she thinks she might be a viable alternate, which could help them in court with Daniel. So that same day, Phyllis corners Sharon again. And then, Sharon has already talked about needing to find a more permanent solution to stop Phyllis from going around spewing the truth. Once Nick told her that Phyllis told him she thinks that she killed Heather. But if Phyllis goes missing because Sharon has done something to her, Cricket and Daniel and Summer may quickly figure out, oh, maybe Mom was right, and, circle back around and demand that Sharon tell them where is Phyllis, if it works out that way. Our fourth prediction: is Alan Laurent going to be Sharon's psychiatrist when she is sent to Fairview? So on Tuesday, November 5th, Tracy surprises her boyfriend, Alan, and he's going to have a little outing with her and her brother Billy. They're at Crimson Lights. And remember, he has moved to Genoa City. Tracy introduced him, it's been several weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, introduced him to Sharon at the GCAC and was trying to facilitate a conversation saying, hey, Sharon, look, my boyfriend is a therapist as well, and was trying to tell him that Sharon's a therapist, but Sharon was in the middle of that bipolar spiral, completely blew him off, didn't even give him the time of day, very rude. And Sharon's going to be caught. And unless there's some really wacky, wonky twist where somebody just happened to creep into the apartment and murder Heather while Sharon was there and while she was blacked out, she's the killer. Lucy and Daniel were at dinner and a movie. They're going to have receipts and witnesses to break up their alibi. Please don't believe those clickbait lies about Lucy doing it. Lucy did not kill her mother. Just no. Anyway, so Sharon seems doomed to be arrested, but she really needs a psychiatric hospital, not a prison. So with a new shrink in town, I just wonder if Dr. Alan Laurent may wind up treating Sharon at Fairview. He's been dealing with his psycho brother for years, so he's got the skill set to deal with somebody who is homicidal when they are in a mental health spiral. Our fifth and final prediction: Diane's plotting to punish Victor, but is she trying to prove herself to Jack and Kyle? So last week, Jack fired Diane. He tossed her out of the mansion, and he is pursuing an annulment instead of a divorce under the premise of fraud because she's the same old schemer as always. Jack and Kyle both see her as unchanged, prioritizing business over family. And if you recall, Diane talked to Tracy and said, men like Victor can be ambitious and still have family and they're not judged. And then right after Jack tossed her out, Diane sat down with Victor and Nikki and told them about the breakup and her being fired. And she said she's going to get revenge on her husband and her son. And Diane then went to Victor and pitched that he fire Kyle and put her in charge at Glissade to hurt Jack and hurt Kyle because she says she wants revenge. However, I'm wondering if Diane is actually plotting to topple Glissade, ruin the product launch that Kyle stole from Jabot, and punish Victor so she can prove to Kyle and Jack they were completely wrong about her, even if she ends up walking away from both of them because of the way she's treated them. I think she may want to exonerate herself in their eyes and say, look, you were wrong about me, drop the mic, leave town. So on Thursday, November 7th, Diane issues a cryptic warning. Maybe it's to Jack and Kyle, like, wait and see.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.